welcome to my channel. It's Angel the Psych MP. If you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. I'm a mental health nurse practitioner. I talk about all things mental health. Today, I kind of want to talk about mental health in the holidays. Now, that is a very broad topic because you can go on and on about different things that can be involved in mental health in the holidays. Today, I'm going to talk mainly about maybe being single during the holidays or a single parent during the holidays. This could look different for everybody, but I have a few pointers that I want to bring out we could talk about. So the first thing is that I already want to mention right off the bat that the holidays look different for everybody right now. We're still in the middle of a pandemic, and now we're officially in what the CDC calls the second wave, but people, the news outlets or whatever, calling it the third wave. I believe it's the second wave, but don't quote me on it. But we're officially in another wave of the pandemic where the numbers are up. I still work at a testing site. At least 1 in 5 people are coming back positive, and my site is full. I'm doing like about 1,500 tests per day. And again, because people are testing positive doesn't mean we're headed for doom. I really, when I get a little anxious or worried when I start hearing about the hospitals being full and we need to open up the field hospitals and all those kind of things, that's when I start like giving a side eye, because that means like, okay, we need to do something. We need to lock back down or whatever. I know most people kind of feel like we've been locked down since May. Depending who you are, you've been just doing still, your essential runs, or, going to work because businesses have opened back up. Whatever the case may be, people are still doing a little, and some people aren't doing anything, and some people just doing the most. Like, you go on social media and you will feel like, hey, are we even still in the pandemic? People spending money crazy, people still, just out. For another deal of people, on top of the pandemic, we have the holidays here. Some people have lost loved ones right now during this pandemic, and the holidays absolutely mean nothing to them anymore right now. As well as people who have lost loved ones previously around the holidays, and it's always like a sad time for them as well. Like, the holidays aren't the same anymore. Like, if you remember that movie Soul Food, like they used to gather, and then when Big Mama died, nobody want to gather no more. So the holidays could mean that for people. But as millennials, we have to start creating our own traditions. This is one thing that I have been talking about for a long time, like amongst my friends and stuff, that our grandparents and our parents are reaching those age. They should be coming to our house, our homes now for Thanksgiving or for Christmas or for whatever the occasions may be. We need to be cooking all that food. But I know we have, as millennials, everybody's so busy, and people are like, you ain't gonna pay for all the food and cooking, because you're gonna be like, everybody need to chip in. Grandma wasn't like that. Grandma cook all the food. Everybody bring their Tupperware, whatever, and go home with food. And grandma didn't care. It was just for the family. So we need to start creating our own traditions. So what I want to say to maybe a single person or a single mom, I know it may be difficult a little bit for a single person, because right now I can't really tell people to gather because of the pandemic. But if you are one of those people that gonna gather anyway, I still encourage you not to. But if you're gonna do it anyway, invite someone over who who's single. We need to start including people. And like, if I know that I have a friend that's alone, they don't have their parents, they don't have a boyfriend, girlfriend, or children, whatever, why are they sitting home by themselves on Thanksgiving or on Christmas when I'm having this whole big gathering over here? We need to start inviting people to be a part of the holidays, because it could be a very lonely time comparing ourselves to others. Social media makes that hard for a lot of people to do, because everything is like right at your fingertip. And if you're somebody who, let's say, you may not be able to provide, get your kids everything on their wish list or whatever, we need to stop the comparison from stealing what joy we do have. Give your kids real expectations. Hey, we're in the middle of a pandemic, if they're able to understand that. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Mommy wasn't working for part of the year. Dad wasn't working for part of the year. We have to prioritize how we spend money. Mommy could get you a little bit on the list, but everything else we might have to wait a little bit on. We have to be honest with the kids, and that will take the pressure off of you, because most children will be okay with that. And create some type of tradition that you could do with your kid that really doesn't involve money. Something like create a photo shoot where you guys all have on matching pajamas, or get creative, the ugliest Christmas pajamas. That could be a tradition that you do every year. Or you can do something like Elf on the Shelf, 25 days of stocking stuffers, and get little small whatnot gifts that throughout the year you may have noticed that mom needed, or you may have noticed that dad needed, or your kids needed. Something traditional like that is, where it's meaningful if you're going to be doing it every year. So when the kids leave home at 18, those are little things they gonna miss. The other thing we can do is stop overspending. Like, just because it's Christmas, that doesn't mean that, oh, I need to go buy all the gifts that they put on their list or whatever, because kids usually get stuff throughout the year. Nobody's really waiting for the holidays to just buy their kids everything. They get stuff throughout the year. So don't let the media ads and the store ads and all these other ads, like if I'm on my phone talking about something, next thing you know, it's coming across my IG or my Facebook, saying that it's this, it's just advertising. Don't be caught up in the advertising that makes you feel like everything, you have to overspend to have everything. Give your kids a list. Hey, narrow down your list. You got 10 things on your list? Okay. Based on your, narrow it down. Hey, you could get 5 things this year. I got to get your sister 5 things. Everybody get 5 things off their list this year. Prioritize it. The tree, nobody said the tree got to be full, all that. No. We don't have to do all that. Like, that creates anxiety, that creates pressure. If you stop, we got to stop, because it's creating, stress for us, and stress leads to the feeling of being overwhelmed. It leads to depression. If it's not, you don't get a control over it, could lead to anxiety. And it's no reason for it. There's so much you can do around the holidays that doesn't involve overspending and just having a Christmas tree full of gifts or any of those things like that. I like Christmas shopping. I like buying gifts for people. I buy gifts for people based on who they are, what I know about them, what I like, personalized gifts. But if I don't have it, I don't have it. And that's just that on that. If I don't have it, I don't have it. If you're a single parent and the dad's in the kid's life and y'all not married or y'all not together, I talked to one of my coworkers, and they feel like it creates anxiety around the holidays, because it's like, oh, who's gonna get them, or who they gonna be with on Christmas? If they go with their dad, I'm gonna be by myself, and then the dad want him to come, and he might have a new girlfriend and all that. Why can't we meet in the middle? I know it's not the same, but why can't one year somebody, Christmas Eve you spend with dad, y'all can wake up and open up the gifts, and the next day, Christmas Day, he with mom, or they with mom, or vice versa. The goal is just to make the children happy and have a good holiday. Take some of the stress and anxiety out of the holiday with all this other stuff that we have going on surrounding the holiday. Christmas Eve, go with your daddy. You want to spend over there Christmas Day? That's fine too. I'll bring your gifts over there, and then I'll let you open them up. If you want to stay there, you can stay there. Like, we got to come to some common ground, because it's bigger than us. But we should be creating our own traditions as well. Like that, I'm going back to that, because creating our own traditions, I believe, will take away some of the stress, the anxiety, and the depression around the holidays. Everything doesn't have to look like what media or advertisement says the holidays should look like. If you can't afford no tree, get you some garland or whatever and wrap it around whatever you have there. Put a little decoration. I'm telling you, little stuff like that changes the environment. It may not be a Christmas tree, but you'll feel Christmassy when you walk in your house or whatever the case may be. You know, I have I told you guys I work at a COVID site, and I have a truck. It's the COVID truck. I decorated it. I put garland around the tents that we register the patients under, and on both sides of the truck, I put a wreath on there. You can see right here. But we have to start doing things to make ourselves feel good and to do and not worry about what everyone else is doing, because comparison is really the thief of joy. It's really the thief of joy. I will have more videos about Christmas and the holidays, and how we can navigate through these holidays in a better way than without creating stress and anxiety for us. So again, like, subscribe, turn on your notifications. Angel the Psych MP. Ciao.